gets out quickly, but he's much more badly hurt than last time around. 50 seconds to go in round 5. Great opportunity for George Liddard.
Yeah, that was a shot, the right hand.
Yeah, backhand. You see that?
Tremendous right hand.
Now, granted that, you know, that's not against world level opponents, and I am uploading my breakdown and prediction of Conway versus Liddard, but that's George Liddard. And, you know, talking to a couple of my boys in the UK, they're high on George Liddard, and we'll get to the odds. I'll get to my prediction here shortly. I'm going to be uploading my Stats Don't Lie video on George Liddard versus Kieron Conway. I've had Kieron Conway featured on my channel before. We broke down the Conway versus Warburton fight. I told you guys Warburton had a good story, but he was a domestic guy, and Conway did what we thought he was going to do. I do think this is a step up for George Liddard, but I like that backhand.
He's found the timing once again.
I'm only playing this because of how he throws it.
More badly hurt than last time around. 50 seconds to
watch
go
his shoulder.
in round 5.
Boom, boom.
Great opportunity for George Liddard.
Yeah, that was a shot, the right hand.
No fat on that right hand. That
Tremendous right hand. He's found the timing once again. And again,
Out in the right hand was there.
Davey gets up and gets out. But he's much more than last time around. 50 seconds to go in round 5.
Yeah. Like I said, I'll be breaking it down. We'll look at the odds.
50 seconds to go in round 5.
We'll bring the odds up. Before we get into this, as you guys are checking in, let me know how you're doing. Let me know if you listened. We hit, I gave you guys, based on a level 2 Johnny Says Boxing Insider, they requested the Yamaguchi versus, I'll bring it up, Kantaro. And just seeing if you guys followed or tailed. Did you guys hit? So we're off to a good start. This was, I put this up on the channel. This was a Stats Don't Lie video. I gave you my breakdown analysis, told you why. This was a rematch in Japan last night. We took, now Yamaguchi on the money line was only $1.54. And I told you guys the money play here was either the draw, which, you know, it was close, or the decision Yamaguchi to win on points. We got Yamaguchi to win on points at $1.95. It's a good win going into the weekend. It's what we do. What I'm doing is taking that win, keeping it in my account, and then I'm doubling down and going it because there's a lot of fights to make money on. So, you know, it's a good start, right? And I gotta also mention there is a fight on the Dana White Contender Series today. I've been doing a little bit of film study, and I'm thinking that the odds might be wrong. It's not my 100% pick yet, but it's what's this kid's name? We've watched him fight before on the channel. Every time he fights against lower level competition, he looks good. When he fights against cans, he looks good. When he steps up, he gets his ass beat. And he's the favorite in this fight. And my only hesitation is he is fighting an Italian guy, and I'm half Italian, so no offense to my fellow paisanos. But we know about Italian combat sports right now. They're not necessarily at the peak of the game. And so I'm going to pull up the odds real quick. Wes Schultz. Now, Wes Schultz is a guy that, you know, regional MMA people love him. Just because, when you know, he ticks the boxes, right? He looks the part. He's a pretty kid. He's good on the microphone. He has long hair. He's very marketable. But, you know, we watched him go up against Dylan Butka in the LFA, and he got stopped. And then when he stepped up at the Contender Series a year and a half ago, he lost. The thing is, statistically, when guys do come back on the Contender for a second time, they tend to win. This isn't my exact pick. I'm gonna tape Mario Mingaj after I do this live stream. And if I am going to go with the dog, I'm going to share it in the Discord. I just wanted to touch base on that now because the Contender starts in about 3 hours, and my next live stream isn't going to be until after those fights are over. but I will be going live again today another time, and I will also be uploading, like I said, the breakdown of Kieron Conway and Goddard. And I'm actually looking forward to this fight. I think this is a fun fight. Let's look at the updated odds. And there's a lot of fights this weekend. Chop Chop Gonzalez. There's a lot. There's a lot of top ranked guys fighting in Long Beach this weekend. I just want to pull up these odds real quick. We'll share this tab. And then whenever you guys are checking in, make sure you give the thumbs up. If you're not subscribing, hit subscribe. If you haven't joined our membership Discord, the link is pinned here in the comment section. Johnny says boxing. Join the Discord. It's a couple bucks a month. There's 2 levels of membership. Level 1 gets you full access. Level 2 gets you everything level 1 does, but also once a month you get to tell me any fight, whether it's in UFC, boxing, and I'll do a Stats Don't Lie professionally edited video and prediction for you, and I'll give you a shout on the channel. Level 3 is launching this Friday, guys. It's going to be fitness inspired. So I'm a strength and conditioning coach. I'm a 2-time published author. Fitness, strength and conditioning is my bread and butter. And I'm going to be adding level 3 to that. So anybody out there who might, want to take advantage of either staying in shape, maintaining shape. I've coached pro fighters in the past in MMA. It's my passion. So just stay tuned. I'm launching level 3 in about 3 days. You guys are tapping in. I appreciate everybody here. Rupert's in the house. I'm going to start doing my tap-ins real quick. DJ Green, Adu, Conway should be a banger. Mateo, what's good? Appreciate you. Rupert Fuentes hit on Fawaz. Hey. My guy, Rupert. We hit on Fawaz, right? We know the boys hit on Fawaz. But did everybody hit on Fawaz, right? I hit on Yamaguchi. That's what I'm talking about. Mankey. See? Good motivation. And I think it wasn't Boxing Fan, because Boxing Fan's my guy. The level 2 member was Boxing 427. So whatever screen name Boxing 427 is, they had me break down Yamaguchi. And I'm glad I did it, because I told you guys in my Stats Don't Lie video, I wasn't going to even take action on that fight if one of the level 2s didn't ask me to break it down. And so when I put like 3-4 hours into film study and another 2 hours into filming and another, and then editing, I'm going to put action on the fight. So make you crazy. I hit as well, and we're up. My guy, follow Mike TV. Guys, go to Mike TV's YouTube, man. He's building. Mike TV is a, obviously he's a Johnny Says insider. He's in the Discord. He's a professional boxer. Go to his YouTube channel. Click on his tagline and follow him. He's vlogging. He's putting a lot more content up, and he's getting ready for his next fight. So we're not only fight fans, we're not only fight nerds. A lot of us are former fighters, but we also have current fighters. So go follow him. Lit the Casual, my first time on the live. What's up? Guys, if you're in the Discord, we're only about 9 minutes in, but I'm going to test a new feature today on this live stream. We're going to see if it works. But if you're on the live stream at about the 45th minute, I'm going to see if a live call-in feature works. Now, I'm going to start doing live call-in features only for the Discord boys. The Discord boys and girls. So as soon as you join the Johnny Says level 1, you get access to the Discord. All right. And once you get access to the Discord, you'll be able to take advantage of the feature, and hopefully it goes smoothly. Vianello begs to differ. Yeah, true. I guess I was focusing more on, well, you're going to have your outliers, brother. What's this crown? What's this crown with number 2 on my name? I think the crown with number 2, what happens with YouTube is the longer you've been a member, they rank you. So there's like a pecking order or a hierarchy of how long you've been supporting the channel. I don't get to choose that. YouTube's algorithm chooses that. So, Win Santiago, what's up? Yeah, we hit on the Japanese card. We out here. Let's see. Let's pull up. Let's pull up these odds again. Okay, let's get into a little bit of business. I want to see these current odds. We'll go back to some tape. And as you can tell, my secondary device is acting suspicious. So hopefully this loads. And we get to see what we want to see. Let's see if Bet365 has it. Okay, so Bet365. So this is the Wesley Schultz. This is that fight I was telling you guys about earlier. This is the MMA stuff. Let's go back to boxing. Look at all these fights. There's so many fights this weekend. It's going to come down to, and guys, I'm being way more patient this weekend. I told you guys this last weekend and the weekend before. Just because we're getting all this action, I'm not putting any 14-1 favorites on my parlay this week. I'm not doing a long parlay just for the sake of putting. I'm still salty, dude. I remember my losses more than my wins, right? Justin Palmieri screwed us. He was a 10-1 favorite and got starched. So with all these odds, with all these fights, I'm going to stick to, fights with good odds rather than huge favorites. You know what I'm saying? So as this is loading, man, my one device is acting sus. So I'm going to take some questions here. What's Noah talking about? So Noah says, on a side note, your thoughts on Janabek and Lara. I'm a fan of Alam Hunalay, and say what you will about Arislanda Lara, 42 years old. He's still in the game, guys. And this is a unification bout. And, what do we always ask as boxing fans? We always say all we want to see is unification bouts. So I'm happy that it's going down. I mean, I think that that's going to be a really tough hill climb for Lara at 42 years old. Will he be as slick as he was at 32? I mean, I don't have those answers. I don't know the odds yet. I'm definitely taking Alam Hunalay. No shade to Lara. Just based on, I don't think it's shocking to say Janabek is the pick here. But if anything, at least we're getting unification bouts. At least champions are fighting champions. Julius, what's up? George Liddard has been getting hit clean and often by journeymen. So are you thinking that, I wish these odds would pull up, but my internet is acting suspicious. And I don't want to go down a rabbit hole of bitching, but nothing frustrates me more than paying for a service and then it not working properly. So we'll see if this sorts itself out. It's always at this same time of the day for me. It's like 7:15 a.m. in the morning. And I don't know if it's because people, I don't know. You heard about Nikita Zhu involved in a car accident. I didn't hear about this. Let me Google it. I did hear about D'Angelo. Rest in peace to D'Angelo. As a kid growing up in the 90s, being an R&B fan, D'Angelo had some bangers. He passed away at 51. He very private guy. I guess he was battling cancer. And you mix that, I think his long-term partner, Angie Stone, she passed away in March in a car accident. So, yeah, it's tough news. So here we go. I got Nikita Zhu suffers minor car accidents, delaying his 2025 ring return. So if this was, I guess all in all, Nikita Zhu's all right. He's good. So Nikita Zhu just got into a car crash. Okay, minor car crash. Fight in limbo. I just saw on an Aussie website that it is going to delay the Zarafa fight. Let's just read a little bit. Shout out to Adu. Let's read a little bit about this. Nikita Zhu injured in minor car crash. Zarafa fight in limbo. The fighting future of Zhu is uncertain after the undefeated junior middleweight suffered injuries in a car accident. It was revealed on Tuesday. No Limit Boxing, Zhu's promoter shared the following statement, and I quote, Nikita Zhu was involved in a car accident over the weekend when the vehicle he was traveling in was struck at an intersection. He sustained minor injuries, is now recovering at home with his family. A decision regarding any return to the ring in 2025 will be made in the coming weeks. Yeah, so, fortunate he's okay. Zhu, the son of Hall of Famer, Costa Zhu, and the younger brother. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, they always got to throw that in there. Let Nikita be his own guy, right? I know that's sort of like that last sentence frustrates him. I've heard him speak about that before. It's Nikita Zhu, right? Every time, and I guess that's the reality whenever your father is a famous Hall of Famer and your brother is a former world champion. they're never going to write about you just for being you. They're always, whether it's good or bad, they're going to say the brother of, the son of. I get it. But let's go back to this. Let's go back to so this is George Liddard, the guy on the right. So I guess Julius was saying when he's only fought low level competition, and he gets hit a lot. And Kieron Conway, he's coming off a win over Warburton. We've covered him on the channel. If you guys want to see my breakdown of Kieron Conway's last fight, just go to my playlist, or just go to YouTube and type Johnny Says Kieron Conway. The Stats Don't Lie video will come up. You could see you could take what you will from that Stats Don't Lie video, and then if you want, you could do your. He hasn't fought since, and we were spot on. We said he was going to stop Warburton. That's what he did. And do you think Boots gets Crawford 2026 if he beats Ortiz, or is that far-fetched? Guys, I'm going to show you a post that I just saw. Good question, Rupert. Here's what I saw regarding Crawford. Did you guys hear this? This is what I saw. So Bomac shared this, and for some reason it's unshareable. Usually Canelo versus Crawford 2, Cinco de Mayo 2026. A rematch clause could see Canelo chase revenge in one of the riskiest fights of his career. Full story, link bio, and the stories. What do you think about this, boys? Cinco de Mayo, Canelo. Look, everybody, every fighter, whether it's an MMA fighter, a boxer, it's tough to take losses. It's tough psychologically, especially if you're a winner, to sit with a loss. And I'm not, and to back in my next statement, I don't know one fighter ever who goes into their fights 100% healthy. My point is, we know Canelo after this fight said he had an injury. He said he wasn't 100%. And I didn't know there was a rematch clause. What do you guys make of this? Would you watch this again? Is this the Cinco de Mayo fight you watch? If you're Crawford, you do it. If you're Bud Crawford, you take this fight. If you're Bud Crawford, you take this fight. You let Boots and Virgil sort themselves out. But if I'm Bud Crawford's handlers, I'm taking this fight. We already saw what he looked like against Canelo. This makes me pull out. Yeah. No. Rupert Fuentes. You know what I'm saying? Foil hat. Yeah, maybe the elbow. And that's what Canelo said it was. History Vault. History Vault. Did you take my pick? History Vault. Did you guys hit on Yamaguchi? Come on, boys. Everybody lets me know when I'm wrong. I want to know if you guys listen to me. Did y'all hit on this? Hopefully you hit on this. That was our action. That was Japan last night. Seriously not interested in a rematch, and even slower. Canelo, no thanks. From a purist fan perspective, Adu, same. It's kind of like win and move on. When we're watching the NCAA basketball tournament, there's no rematches. The March Madness, you win and you move on. You lose and you go home. Let's keep it moving. Is that what the young kids say? Keep it moving? Let's take a look at let's give Kieron Conway his just desserts. Okay. This is the Warburton fight. Body work. Now, Warburton was brave. You know what I mean? Warburton, domestic level guy. This was Warburton's fight of his career. This was Warburton's opportunity, his step up. And Conway just showed the levels, the class. Conway's going to be a tough out, man, for Liddard. I see a lot of the Brits. I've watched a couple of the British content creators. They're picking George Liddard, and I don't know how much of that is because the optics, the younger fighter, but it's not like Kieron Conway is a washed dude. Look at him. He's physical. He's aggressive. He goes to the body. I love his body work. And in my breakdown, that's what I said I like the most. There's some body punchers, you know, I'm not going to even compare him to some of the guys who come out of RGBA. You know, some of the best body punchers coming out of the States are coming out of Garcia's camp. But I do think that it is a lost art overall in modern boxing, is working the body. And not just body punching to be a counter boxer, not just like finding a body rip because, you know, you slipped and ripped and you timed it. I'm talking about investing into the body to break your opponent down. It's a different mindset. It's a different energy system. It's a different sort of, these are my favorite fighters. We'll see if this works against Liddard, though. You know, Warburton was a little bit injured, a little bit hurt. It was a good fight. Rumor already say Canelo's injured. Yeah. Yeah. So, Kieron Conway. Yeah, guys, Conway's not going to be just a pushover. It's weird how sometimes the volume works, sometimes it doesn't. I wonder why that is. Sometimes the volume on this joint works and sometimes it doesn't. Is there a volume bit? Oh, boo. Can't unmute. They're capturing. They aren't capturing audio. Can't unmute your guest screen. They aren't capturing audio. Interesting. Sometimes the audio on this shit works. Sometimes it doesn't.
Stronger, faster.
Do you guys hear this or no?
We go again. I believe I'm the first man to stop Kieron Conway.
Could you hear that?
He knows exactly why. And if he doesn't, that's even scarier to him. The people that have been put in front of him.
But not clear.
It's too soon for him. I want it. I want it. And I'm willing to sacrifice whatever it takes to win. Over 7 weeks in a row.
Oh, you can't hear Cliff. Okay. So Bobsky says Conway is robotic and does not throw enough. I like Liddard to beat him on points. Okay. Yeah, you're not the only one. You're not the only one. Bobsy, are you in the UK? Bobsy, where are you coming from? And I'm not putting you on blast. I'm genuinely interested because I am seeing a sort of divide. I'm seeing a lot of my boys in the UK are going Liddard, and a lot of the boys in the States are taking Conway. And right now, I'm leaning on Conway, but that's why I'm interested. What do you boy? Because the thing that I'm seeing on the UK channels are saying that Liddard is, you know, they're obviously mentioning the youth. They're saying he has better speed. They're saying he has better power. I don't know. I don't know if he has better pedigree either. So Welsh, shout out to Wales. Man, dude, it bummed me out when who's the kid from Wales fought in the UFC? Blonde kid. Father trained him. He came through Cage Warriors. I'm a nerd with MMA, guys. Yeah, I don't talk about it a lot, but I watch regional MMA, and he retired young. He retired early. The kid from Wales, and then you have another kid from Wales. You know, he came to the UFC as a 21-year-old, and then he went. He I don't know if he got cut or he chose to leave. Went back to Cage Warriors, and he came back and he's fighting the UFC again. There's some scrappers from Wales, man. Yeah, it's weird. The betting apps are kind of frozen. So it's not my internet, Mason Jones. Yeah. It's weird. It's not my internet. It's the betting apps that are kind of frazzled. So let's look at I want to see more of Liddard. There's just there's not too much tape.
If you stay in your video.
I mean, you can make what you will about lower level opponents, right? All right, we're going to check the resume now. High interest. I'm going to get to you. Let's check that resume. It's not that good. It's not that good. It's not great. It's not great. 12-0, 7 knockouts. 5'10", 23-year-old. Oh, he's an X6 boy. I mean, Aaron Sutton, 19-1. Derek Osazi, 13-2. Decent. Alunga, 29-2. I mean, the records are good. It's not like he's fighting, 4 and 45 guys. What do you guys make of this resume? You know what, Mike TV, you box. You're in the UK. I feel Mike. How about you call in? Mike, let's test this real quick. Mike TV. Mike TV says I feel Conway has more bigger fight experience. So I want to test our new feature called Johnny Says Boxing Insider VIPs call-ins. And if you're in the Discord right now, Mike, try calling me and I'll put it on speaker. And then you can tell us about Conway. Because Mike, I don't want to do it via link though. I want to do an audio first. Or I could just bring you on. You know what? That would be easier. Send the link. Okay, let me see. Let's try. I want to see if the audio works too, though. But let's do this. Liddard wins on. Hold on. Yeah, try it, Mike. If you're still there, try to call me on Discord because I brought this up. I brought this up to the Discord boys yesterday. I wanted to start doing a call-in feature. What the hell is this? So Ziggy says Liddard wins on the money line. Bob C says the Osasi fight was a decent test and Liddard looked pretty good. Mike says to follow the link. Yeah. So guys, in the Discord, I'll just show you real quick. If you guys go to the Discord, if you have to already be in the Discord, go to messages right here. If you go to messages, that just came up randomly, by the way, boys. We didn't even talk about it. But Ticketgate's still up. But go to messages and go to direct message and then find me and then you could hit phone. You could call in. And then by calling in, I'll answer it on this device. And then I want to hear Mike riff a little bit on the Liddard and Conway. Let me try to call him. Direct message. Mike Tyler. Add friend. All right, I'm going to see if this works. I'm going to call you. Internal. Okay, I'm going to do it this way. Send the link. Liddard wins. Search in DMs. Mike. Tyler. Set DM. Boom. Mike. Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I'm got you now, bro.
All right, guys. So we're figuring out this feature. This is Follow Mike TV. I got you right up on the live. I'm just, we're talking about Conway versus Liddard.
Yeah, I see it. Conway, I feel like Conway like had the better, bigger fight experience. He's been in there with Austin Williams, Ryan Kelly, James Metcalf's a big name as well. Did he win against Udolpha? He beat Udolpha.
Yep. He lost to Ammo. He lost
Yeah.
to Ammo. He lost to Sissoko and Osazi.
He's beat some notable names. His goal is Ted Cheeseman. So his had some notable fights.
And he's only 29.
Going into this fight, he's the more experienced fighter. But it's kind of a tricky one because it's like, why would they put him up against Liddard? Who is meant to win this fight? Is it a breakthrough fight for Liddard? Or is this taking over fight for Conway?
Yeah, currently on the odds, guys, wherever you are, this is Bet365. Conway's a $2. He's the underdog. 100 gets your money back plus a bill. Liddard, slight favorite, $1.80. 100 gets your money back plus $80. Now, a lot of that is the money coming in, Mike. Stylistically, I mean, I don't mean to put you on the spot. What does Liddard have to do to beat Conway? Like, is it going to be his speed, his athleticism, or is he just going to go in there and out, like, brute out physical him?
It's gonna be hard because Kieron Conway is that as well. He's brute force coming forward as well. This is probably gonna be a head clash fight, like hair to hair type fight. Because none of them are real like pure boxers. So they like to fight. Like no one likes to stay on the outside. They like to get in and get ugly. I think Kieron's probably more conserved than George Liddard. George Liddard's more wilder than Kieron Conway. But they'll both come forward fighters though. That's the thing.
Okay. Hey, mate, I appreciate the insights. You added a lot of value. Do you got any news on your end? Any upcoming fight news?
No, not right now. I'm just taking over until I got a next date.
All right, brother. You keep us posted. We appreciate the support. Thank you for the insights. And guys, go follow Mike TV. All right, brother. All right. Hopefully, you guys, hopefully the audio was good on that. That was just an idea I had, adding value to the channel, adding value to the Johnny Says Boxing Insiders. The way to call in, you have to be in the Discord. And from the Discord we just saw, just hit send and call me. So we're about 35 minutes in. You heard Mike. You heard what he was talking about. So from this is will the fight go the distance? Yes or no? All the money is going on for it to go the distance. But the interesting thing is, from our tape that we saw with Conway and then what Mike was talking about with Liddard, they are both going to be on the inside. They are both going to want to make it dirty. Conway's the guy who's going to want to make it a little bit more clean. And Liddard's probably going to be the guy who wants to turn up the tempo and make it more physical and make it ugly and win a dirty fight. It's going to be an interesting dust-up. Bob C. Conway definitely got the experience, but tends to start slow. I see Liddard taking a lead and hanging on to win a decision. So if we like that, if we like George by decision, and this is by no means my exact pick, George by decision, guys. I'm not logged in, so let's get $2.50. That's great value, dude. That's great value. We did a punk ass 10-leg money line long parlay last weekend that got destroyed because Justin Palmieri lost. He was at 10-1. In that 10-leg, it only added up to $2.30. So I'm making adjustments on the long parlays, by the way, for you boys. Because all we have to do, if this is the bet you like, either side, if you like Conway by decision or George by a decision, 250 or 340, I mean, betting over a distance, yeah, you're always going to be sweating. Right now, because the money line odds are good. The money line odds are pretty almost 50-50. Interesting fight. Anybody else in the Discord want to try to tap in? The over 10.5 is a lock for me. Let's see what that's paying. There he is. $1.30. So Mike, with that, you're going to then parlay that then, right? So you'll probably take the over here and then maybe just, well, you've been hitting a lot of nice little parlays. Maybe just put it in the Discord. Maybe just type it in the Discord and I could share the screen. Because $1.30, that's definitely parlay worthy. Unless you're going to do a same game multi and take either or on the money line, take the over and just kind of parlay that. Did you watch the shit Boots fight? Yeah, dude. Come on, King. We watched the Boots fight. Come on, dude. Of course. I really can't wait for Fedora or Bachram to unify after beating frauds like Zayas. So, King, you think so? You're not a believer in Xander? I like Xander. If anything, I think if I had to pick this is going to be controversial. If I had to pick a fraud from one of these names, and I don't like using the word fraud in boxing. I boxed my whole life. I'm never going to sit here and call a professional, prize fighter a fraud, but we know what King Picks is talking about. This is common rhetoric in boxing, which he means, I would actually say in my head, it would be Murtazayev as the fraud. I went from a huge believer in Murtazayev to now questioning everything. You steamroll Tim Tszyu. You go life and death the fight before. You haven't fought since then. He's not the youngest guy. You give me Xander, young buck, youngest world champion in boxing. Seb Fedora, 26. I would put Bachram as more of a fraud than Xander or Fedora. I mean, I like Chino. I thought that Xander Zayas performance over Chino was great. You know what I mean? Chino, we knew who Chino was. Chino showed us who he was against Conway. Chino is not an easy out. And Xander made him look average. Xander did what he wanted to do with him. I don't know if this is true, though. This is the narrative that his camp is saying. This is the narrative that people who can't pronounce Bachram Murtazayev is saying. But I don't agree with this. The 154 division, I know a lot of guys who were calling him out. Joshua Kelly was calling him out. It's not like people want to avoid him. I would actually take Joshua Kelly to beat Murtazayev if that fight ever went down. So I'm not too. I'm like he's pretty. I don't want to call him basic, but I mean, I'm not too high. I don't think Murtazayev is the boogeyman. Is my point. Boxing fan Johnny on Contender Series. Any draws or fights to go the distance? I bet on 6 fights and odds look sexy on going the distance. Boxing fan, to be completely transparent with you, the only fight I'm looking at is that Italian guy versus. He's an underdog. I brought this up at the beginning of the stream. I'll bring the odds up real quick. Is this fight? The only fight I'm looking at, and I'm probably going to do a little bit of tape on, is Mingaj versus Schultz. Schultz is $1.50. Schultz is a regional guy. I watched Schultz on the regional scene. LFA gets stopped against Dylan Butka, who's an Ohio guy who was like in and out of gyms, wasn't really training. Dylan Butka made it to the UFC, still young, wrestling heavy. Wes Schultz is a guy who ticks all the boxes optically, physically, pretty kid, long hair, marketers love him. But, every time he stepped up the 2 times Butka and then his first time on the Contender, he didn't look good. He looked average. He gasses out. He wastes a lot. I don't know shit about Mario Mingaj. I don't know anything. I sent a couple messages out. He's an Italian. He's 7-0. If anything, that would be the fight I would look at. And if you do play this fight, it would probably not go the distance. Because Wes either is going to win by submission or get stopped. Fight go the distance. See, I would say no. I think this would be the bet, and that's just off jump, boxing fan. Will this fight go the distance? I don't think it does. Mar the Prince, Ohio in the house. Thoughts on Sharita versus Rosado? Dude, I'm not. Do you guys remember when Sharita last fought? That's all I'm gonna say. I'm sure you don't. I'm sure you remember because we covered her last fight, and we got honey dicked by Sharita because the fight before, yeah, Sharita chicken. She didn't look good in her last fight, guys. She looked like she was 43 years old. So Sharita's the dog here, 255. Ortiz $1.52. Sharnika Johnson just steamrolled her, man. She's 40 now. She's 40. The thing with her is she did not look good against Sharnika Johnson. Didn't she get stopped? Who's she fighting? Crystal Rosado Ortiz. If you guys want me to tape this, I will. It just are you guys invested in this fight? She's 23. Who's she fought? She's young. I mean, if anything, let's go back to the odds. I don't know, man. That's the betting on the ladies is a slippery slope, guys. Now I might sprinkle something on this fight, but there's only a few ladies I really bet on that I'll put substantial amount of money on, and Gabby Fundora is one of them. Neither one of these two are in that category. Kiza B says Boots would smoke Bachram. I'm not going to say he wouldn't, but I also say, everybody should be a little bit hesitant with ordaining Boots Ennis as, unbeatable. I mean, let's slow down a bit. Let's slow down a bit. I want to see more at 154. He steamrolled him. He looked amazing. He did everything he needed to do. He looked like a superstar that he is, but we need to see him against guys that people know of. So let's slow down a bit with ordaining him as the best fighter in the world. Would I pick him to beat Bachram? I would. It's just, at 154, we saw that athleticism, but it was just a small little sample size. So, I mean, we could sit here and psychoanalyze and debate and play Monday morning quarterback about what we like about Boots and what we don't like about Boots. But what I will do is say I'm going to just slow the brakes a bit in saying he steamrolls everyone at 154. We can't say that. I'd love to see him fight. I want to see Kelly get a goddamn big fight. And he almost was getting matched with Jaron when Jaron was talking about moving up to 154 before he signed with Matchroom. And I think the Ennis Kelly style would be fan friendly because Kelly used to do what Ennis does. Ennis is, he wouldn't be the bigger guy in there. I want to see Ennis with a guy that kind of presents to him as style because with his last opponent Lima, he kind of just fought that style with Stanionis. You know what I mean? I kind of, that front foot prodding forward guy, and he just jumped on him. He just jumped on him, and he didn't have anything for him. It was an awful robbery, the Metcalf girl. Are you, Mike, you're saying she beat Shanika Johnson? No. She was getting beat up. Shanika Johnson beat her up. Does anyone see Sane stopping Coleman? Let's pull it up. Pull it up. Pull it up. Dude, I think this is crazy, guys. 154 is 154. 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 And I'm gonna slow my roll. I'm gonna slow my roll on saying what I'm about to say. But Coleman at 7-1. That seems disrespectful. Coleman at 7-1 seems a bit 14-3. Stopped twice, 6'2". I like his length. Middleweight. What have you done for me lately? So he's 2-1-1 in his last 5. He lost to Isaac Hardman. Okay. The head splitter. Isaac Hardman's an Aussie. The head splitter. What did he get stopped? Did Hardman stop him? No, he won a decision. Oh no, stopped. Knockout. Okay. I mean, Hardman can punch though on the domestic level. Sains is 10-0. I like your call, man. Your call is 10-0 with 9 knockouts. Southpaw 6'1", 24 years old. Oh, this might be tailor-made, boys. Who called this? Mar? This might be tailor-made. Watch your tape. Watch your tape. Isaac Hardman could punch on the domestic level. He stopped old mate. Sain stops him in the later rounds. I can see this. What is that paying? Only $1.40. Huh. Is that worth it for you, boys? Ziggy, is $1.40 worth it for you? Throw that. I mean, what did Mike say? Mike say he liked Goddard or Liddard and Conway over 10.5. That was $1.30. You put Sains on there by stoppage, $1.40. Decent money on a 2-leg. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. King picks Lima, Stanionis, and Kieron are good boxers, but you're not fighting world class. Well, King picks, I think the point, or Kiza, I think the point there is that at this stage of the game, yeah, it's time for Boots to not have any more sort of like, Stanionis wasn't a tune-up fight. It wasn't. It was a world title fight. But in Kieron Chukachin, he's a tough out. Totally different style of fighter than both Lima and Stanionis. Tricky. They fought 24 rounds. You know what I mean? Tricky. Those are good banked rounds for Jaron. But from here on out, mate, it's world championships, right? It's champions. So at 50 or guys right there on the cusp. I did. No, I did. I thought this would be a tough fight. I did. He smoked him. 100%. I mean, some of you guys picked first round knockout. I didn't. And this is a horrible read on my end. And yeah, of course, I can't get it all right. But Kiza, talk about. All right, Kiza. All right, Kiza. I also picked this yesterday, baby. So what have you done for me lately? What have you done for me lately? We've turned the page. We're back on. We're back, baby. We're back. $1.95. 1,000 would have got you $995, baby. Muscles put 10 grand on this. He got 9,500 back. I thought the over was safe as well. Liddard money line says I thought the over was safe as well. Lubin about to be a major spoiler. Damn, sometimes when all these comments are coming in, nah, never. Every time I read his name, nah, never, you know what I think about? Now, Netta. So, story time. When I lived in Long Beach, when I first moved to Long Beach in 2004, I lived in this neighborhood that had an LA Fitness, and I played basketball there twice a day. You know, I grew up playing ball. I still hoop, but that's how I met Nate Dogg, and I met this stand-up comic named Scruncho, both from Long Beach. And Scruncho played the assistant pimp in How High with that scene, the pimp Mike Epps and then Scruncho. No one say that now netter like you say now netter powder. I don't even know what that shit means, but it sounds good. So every time I read now never, I think about now netter. If the Lord ain't blessed me with now netter, bitch. Yeah, I probably got a little bit of that. Something probably wrong with me. I'm just gonna say that we're not all. Yeah, we're not normal. Did Boots lose the amateurs? Yeah, GAR. Boots lost the amateur, but that's the amateurs. You know, Gary Antoine Russell fought him multiple times. Did Boots lose the amateurs? Anyone that's come up and needs to. Gary Antoine Russell, 100%. Boots grew a lot though, mate. When you watch Boots amateur, he was tiny. He didn't really hit. He didn't really hit his. He didn't. He looks like he might still be growing. That's that doo-doo face. You know when you get that. Boots looks like he still might be growing. B Light. Hi, Johnny. It's Odie from Nottingham. I'd like to say you've got a solid understanding. Thank you, B Light. I'm learning. It's a lifelong journey for me. I feel I appreciate you. The way I go into boxing is the way I go into strength and conditioning. It's the way I go into my interpersonal relationships. I have an open mind about everything. I learned just as much from you guys too, though, because we got some savages in here. B Light, I appreciate the positivity. Yes, Rando, we already knew that. Boots going 51-0. Hey yo, that's the thing. I think people are underestimating. King Picks. I've been saying that all along, mate. I've been saying that all along about not about Lubin. How do I put this? I'm a fan of Erickson Lubin. You know what I mean? I think that I think it's gonna be a tough fight. I think you can't with Virgil's style, you can't fight like that forever without one day eventually being made to pay for it. It's a fun style, it's a fan-friendly style. Virgil's style does not age well. And up until this moment, he's gotten away with it. But we've seen it in the past, guys with Virgil's style, that as soon as they start getting clipped, as soon as they start losing, you know what I mean? Everyone's going to then say what we're saying now. We saw that coming. Virgil's style doesn't age well. But timestamp this. Erickson Lubin could crack. People forget about it. They call him the Hammer for a reason. Erickson Lubin, that everyone talks about Jamal Charlo. That was 2017, dude. That was almost 9 years ago. Erickson Lubin was a baby. You know, and the only other loss was because his face was swelling against Fundora. But go back to rewatch the Fundora fight. Lubin was winning those mid to when the fight got subbed. A lot of those rounds, it was an even fight. So I think people are underestimating. I think they are underestimating Boots or underestimating Lubin. But, you know, both guys are fan-friendly styles.
Yeah, Pollock's power punches are anything ugly to this jab.
I love this highlight of his. I love the... This. Boom! People sleep on Lubin. I can't wait for this fight. Yeah, I can't wait for this fight. We'll see if Lubin can handle that pressure. You know what I mean? That's gonna be. It's gonna come down to that. It's gonna come down to will Lubin drowned. Will Ortiz be able to drown him? Man, I wish we could watch Virgil fight every weekend. I wish Virgil Ortiz fought every weekend. You know what I'm saying? Like dude. How do you not? If you love boxing, how do you cheer against Virgil Ortiz? You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be a fan of him, but like if you love boxing, Virgil is like encapsulates boxing. It's exactly why I think Virgil would lose against Fundora badly. Lubin is a better technical fighter. No, Lubin's tighter, but Lubin's there to get hit. King picks. Lubin's definitely there to get hit. You know, he's technical, but he's not cautious. So both guys are going to be going at it. It's a man. It's a fun fight. Ortiz was being outboxed early by Madrimov and got dropped twice by Boachuk. Think Lubin has a good shot at winning. I think this is way close. I think this is close to a 50-50 fight rather than where the odds are sticking in. I mean, right now, Lubin is, I think, a 4-1 dog. No, it's not a title fight. Isn't it? It's for, God, dude, I freaking hate BoxRec. They always try to do that whole, let's sign up, mate. Yeah, screw BoxRec. That's insane. I don't listen to the voters because I always win money. I actually know what I'm talking about. 97% of people picking Ortiz is insane. Yeah, the interim. It's crazy. Virgil hasn't fought for a full world title yet, and we've seen Lubin do it a couple different times, and hasn't gone his way. But I definitely think that Lubin is live here. I don't think I think the odds are kind of disrespectful. 5-1. I mean, that's insane to me. 100 on Lubin gets your money back plus $525. Is that insane to you guys? Do you guys think that these odds are wild, or am I just tripping? I'm politicking with this chicken, wondering if I'm a creeper. Little hood rat bitch from 25th, named Tamika coming through. Like I do, get my bark on. Like these odds are out of. This is crazy to me. Lubin is chinny and Virgil hits like a truck. Virgil's team definitely wants a stoppage, and Lubin is perfect for that. He's a respectable name, but very winnable. Lubin is chinny? I mean, are you saying because he got stopped in 2017 in the first round when he was 20 years old? Or did you mean to say Virgil is chinny because he got dropped twice against Boachek and hits like a truck? You mean Lubin hits like a truck? They call him the hammer for a reason. Lubin could crack. Definitely wants. I'm just messing with you, Ezekiel. I'm just trying to play the devil's advocate. But you see what I'm doing with that, Zeke. My dad wanted to name me Zeke, by the way, but my mom wouldn't let him. My mom vetoed Ezekiel. He loved that name. He's I was gonna call you Zeke. But you see what I'm doing with what I was doing there. With what Lopez is saying, Lubin, you could easily say that about each guy. You could easily flip that rhetoric and say that about each guy. You know what I mean? And Lubin is probably, I think he might have just turned 30. Yeah, I definitely don't think he's chinny. I definitely don't think he's chinny. Yeah. I mean, he could take a shot. Lubin's durable. Oh, so why don't you? So is that the move? Are people paying for BoxRec? I wasn't aware, Will. I didn't know that. I thought they were pop-up ads. Is that the normal thing to do in the hood? Are we paying for BoxRec now? I've been using it for years. I never had to pay for it. Do you pay for BoxRec? Am I tripping? Word is Wilder Caballero will be next for the interim. Terrible matchup. Yeah, I didn't know that. Wilder versus Caballero. Damn, we're already an hour in. This shit flies, doesn't it? Let's see what money meets. This one I can't wait for. Won't be wagering until I see them scales. Yes, them scales. We got to see them scales. Let's see. What action? We talked briefly on Sharita Metcalf. I'm not too excited about that fight. We talked briefly. We talked a lot about Liddard and Conway. I'll be uploading my breakdown prediction on Liddard and Conway. Are there any fights? I'm gonna go through the schedule right now. What's happening the next 6 days, and I want to see if you guys want me to. Do you want me to break any of these other fights down? Okay. Share screen. So when we're seeing odds like $1.02, I'm not messing with that fight. $1.01, not messing with that one. Shannon Ryan, Chloe Watson. Those are odds that we could do film study. We could find a victor. We could find a method of victory. I'm gonna break that down. So I'm gonna do at least this week. Today's only Wednesday morning. I got a lot of time, but these fights are my Saturday, your Friday. I'm uploading Conway versus Liddard in about an hour. Then I'll go Shannon Ryan, Chloe Watson. My boy Chop Chop is fighting. Albert Gonzalez, RGBA kid. Chop Chop fought a good fight against my boy Dana Colwell. I don't know much about Leonardo Baez, but this seems like it might be a feeder fight. I'm seeing some of these top-ranked guys. This is a Long Beach card, by the way. Aaron Ocean versus Dominguez. Those odds are insane. Arnold versus Barajas. Those odds are insane. I'm not messing with it. Juarez versus Layton. I'm messing with it. Okay, so this is why the boys with Sharita. Sharita 255, Rosado 152. I gotta look into it. I think this is also the move. And I think moving forward, when we have fights like this, I'm not gonna do any, like, unless it's a major fight like we had Boots versus Lima. I'm not gonna not break down a Boots fight. But moving forward, I'm not, and I never really do. I'm wasting my time doing a 13-1 favorite unless they're super mainstream. But Metcalf, 40 years old. Rosado Ortiz, she's 23. Ortiz only has 7 fights. Metcalf is coming off a loss in which she got mollywopped against Sugar Nicks. Desley Robinson, she's an Aussie. This is an interesting fight. Is Desley Robinson? Maybe my bad. I'm thinking of Desi. I'm thinking of somebody else. Desley Robinson, Logan Hauler. I don't know much about that fight. Garcia. God damn it, Danny Garcia. He looked absolutely tired in his last fight, and that's being diplomatic. There are a lot of fights. There's 2 more. Omar Juarez versus Rosario. I mean, Rosario's almost a 4-1 dog. Upset alert. Anybody? And then Lord Juarez versus Plata. Interesting. So yeah, there is some action, some money to be made. You boys are checking in. I like Chop Chop, good value. Thoughts on Juarez Plata? Casimero versus Kameda. Is that I think that's the following week. Yeah, John Casimero's fighting. I always watch him. He's a fun fighter. Casimero fights the following week against Kameda. That's a fun fight. Right now, off jump, I'm leaning towards Casimero. I like his fight style, but I got to do my diligence on Kameda. We featured Kameda on the channel before. If that's going to be a fun fight, that's a hell of a fight. Next, in the following week, we got some good dust-ups. Fraser Clark versus TKV's fighting. Edmondson, Ezra Taylor. That's an interesting fight. Parker Wardley, let's go. Hold up. Guys, I absolutely hate this fight for Joe Parker. I absolutely hate this fight for Joe Parker. I'm not saying that Fabio's going to win, but I'm also not saying he's not going to win. Hats off to Parker's team. Hats off to Andy Lee. Hats off to the bravery. But don't you think Joe Parker should be fighting for a full world title, especially what he's looked like recently, especially what he's overcome? You know, just a couple years ago in his career, people were clowning. And that's the beautiful part about the heavyweight division. I think that this is a really dangerous fight for Parker. Wardley 350. Wardley didn't look great. He was losing pretty much every round against Justice until he wasn't. So that's kind of the blueprint. Joe Parker has that same sort of like, you know, class to his game. Maybe, you know, another level. So, but the thing about Wardley, he's going to learn a lot from the Hooney fight. You know, I'm interested. I think Wardley's live here. Johnny, initial thoughts on Nick Ball versus... How dare you? And I got to be honest with you. We're talking Brandon Figueroa. How dare you? I'm going to leave it at that. If it was Brandon Figueroa 5 years ago, I'm not sold on Nick Ball, man. I was that close from taking Sammy Goodman to beat him. And Sam Goodman is a tough out. Sam Goodman made it close. It's just what are Figueroa's intentions with fighting? Only a punk I sold him. I didn't know that. Is that Will Baum says boxer? Oh, I'll sign up then. But you know what? Before I sign up, because it ain't about the money, there's principalities in this. There's principles in this. Before I sign up for the $1 a month, I'm going to check out who owns it. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to check out who owns it. I'm going to make sure that I want to put my $1 a month towards a sort of company that is doing proper thing. I mean, can I get an explanation of their algorithm? You know, could we get a breakdown of why people are ranked the way they're ranked? What are we doing out here? Could we get an explanation why some fights are scrubbed from BoxRec? Why some knockdowns aren't on the fights? You know, we were just breaking down who's the young kid from America? The young kid that, or no, he's Irish, that Dana White promotes, the young Irish kid who just fought Vargas. We watched him fight Callum Walsh. We watched Callum fight Walsh 2 fights ago and he got dropped 2 times. And you go to BoxRec and you click on the fight and it doesn't show he got knocked down. He got dropped 4 times, I think, 4 or 5 times. So you know what? I'm going to slow my roll. I'm putting 99 cents a month towards BoxRec. I got to figure some shit out. I got questions I got to ask. I need some answers, Will. Yeah, we out here crazy, boy. We out here crazy. Deranged. Crazy. Deranged. It's 8 a.m., guys. I got to roll. I got to bounce. I'm going to upload Conway and Liddard now. I want to shout out Follow Mike TV. 40 people in here. Hopefully you thumbed up. Hopefully you subscribed. Hopefully you guys join Johnny Says Boxing Insider Group. The link is pinned. That's the thing. Johnny Says Boxing Insider is only a couple bucks a month, which puts you at, what, 70 cents a day for a starving child? For 70 cents a day? Join the Discord. And shout out to Mike. We're going to do this more and more on our live streams. If you guys have access to the Discord, I'm going to be doing the call-in feature every live stream. Because, and all you guys have to do, the VIPs, is go to Discord, go to message me, and then hit call. And then that's how we're going to do it. We're doing call-in features after, on every live stream, after the 30-minute mark. So that's another sort of feature to the channel and another homage and another sort of like thank you to everybody who supports me on that end. So here we go. I'll see you soon. See you in the next one. Let's get after it.